Welcome back, guys. This is Inside FPL. There's another episode of the of FPL. We are heading into game week 22, and as usual, as FPL managers, what that means we need to get our team set. Let's get into it. Before we do get into it, I would like you to kindly hit that subscribe button, like and share as we grow this channel together. All right, so let's get into it. As I said, we're almost close to game week 22 after a break over the past weekend, where we saw some FA Cup action, followed during the midweek where we also seen some Carabao action. So it's been a break for FPL managers, but most of the teams were in action, and let's see how that. Let's head into it. So the fixtures for game week 22 it starts on Saturday. So we have that early kickoff match, the biggest match of the round, where Manchester United take on Manchester City. Manchester United with a new coach. So let's see how that goes for them. City with a new star boy who can't seem to stop scoring yet. So he scored in both games over the weekend and midweek. So that is a good one from him. Then we have Chelsea, they take on Brentford. Leeds United take on Fulham. Leeds are in good form. Liverpool take on Burnley. Spurs take on West Ham, that are struggling. Sunderland take on Crystal Palace, are also struggling. Nottingham Forest take on Arsenal. Then on Sunday, we have just two games. So the Wolves take on Newcastle. Then at 4:30, we have Aston Villa taking on Everton. Then we end the round with that's on Monday with Brighton taking on Bournemouth. So let's see that how that goes as Bournemouth just lost one of their key players. Let's see how the coach is able to turn things around. So as usual, let's just go through some of the fixtures and see some of the players you could easily get from the fixtures. So you could get a player from the City Manchester game as City are trying to keep up momentum. Manchester United with a new coach will want to be very pragmatic with their approach as they are taking on this very solid City team. So you could go for some City players. I wouldn't really suggest Manchester United as you are not too sure as to how the coach is going to set up. So you could go for some City players. Chelsea, Brentford, so you could go for some players from this match. So we are not too sure yet how the new Chelsea manager or boss is going to really set up, but we have an idea some key players are going to start. So if you could go for players from both teams, as Brentford are in good form, Thiago has delivered back to back to back, so we could easily go for a player from this fixture. Leeds, Fulham too, you should most definitely go for some players from here as Leeds are in good form. They can't, they are scoring, they are trying to get the points. Fulham too have been in decent form. So you could get players from either side, you should be okay. Liverpool barely, you could get some players from here too as well. It should help. Spurs, West Ham, both teams really can't figure things out, but I think there's a match where you'd see Spurs really come out on top as they would want to really pick up their momentum. So you could go for some Spurs players as well. Sunderland, Crystal Palace are struggling, so most definitely go for some players from here. Arsenal, Nottingham do go for players from here. Newcastle have some very tricky fixtures coming, so each game where they could easily pick up points, I'm sure they'll go all out. So you could go for players from here. Wolves too are beginning to find their feet, so let's see how that goes for them. Aston Villa as well, Everton, so you could go for some players from here. Brighton, Bournemouth, here you could go for some players too. And let's see. So it looks like fixtures all around. You could get one or two players from there, and you should be good to go. So let's see the FDL. Let's look at how some of the fixtures are looking heading into the next 2 to 3 game weeks. So Arsenal have some good fixtures coming up, some tricky too as well. So you could easily go through the FDL to see how the teams would be faring over the next 2 to 3 game weeks. Some fixtures in there are quite complicated for some teams. So you have the likes of Manchester United that have some tricky fixtures coming up. We have the likes of Crystal Palace having some tricky fixtures. So you could just go through and see how things are looking for your side, and with that, you could easily make an informed decision. So let's look at player stats. Player stats. So you'd want to also compare that and see how things are looking for you. So with the player stats, it's as usual, you just go through the most selected so far for this game week. We are looking at Haaland. Haaland. So for this game week, most transferred in, we are looking at Thiago. So Haaland is the most selected all round, but most transferred in. You have the likes of Thiago leading, Gabriel, you have Bruno Gameres, you have Wilson, you have Rice, Calvin Lewin. So these are the players in form. So you could easily get one or two to help your team out and see. So the most transferred out, if you have them, you should consider taking them out. So some players are taking Semenyo out because they don't really know how Pep is going to really use them. Higo was taken out by some managers, but he scored during the midweek. So let's see how that goes for him as well. So you can consider all of this to make a very informed decision. So if you've mentioned some players, so heading into this game week, you could consider players like Calvin Lewin. You could consider players like let's see. You could consider players like Calvin Lewin, Gabriel, most definitely to get you there. You could consider Bruno Gomes as he's on some set pieces, so that will help you as well. Declan Rice, to be the midfield star for you as well. So Mukele too could be a good plus for you as well. So let's head into my team. So team review, this is my team for game week 22. So I still have Foden, Haaland, and I'm taking the bold decision of captaining Foden. So of course I'm being wowed. So I have Foden. So I'm going to keep him for the next two to 1 or 2 game weeks to see how things go. If he blanks and I'm not really seeing anything, then we bring in someone new. But for now, I'm going to captain Foden, the bold decision. But you could easily go for a captain from Liverpool. You could go for one from Arsenal, and you should be good to go. So that's how it's looking for game week 22. My team, I'm going with a 3-5-2. I have Timber, Van de Ven, Michele, I have Foden, Rogers, Rice, Bruno Gameres, Wilson, Haaland, Waltamade. I'm keeping him for this game week to see how he goes. Because there's going to be that rotation with Wisa. So if Waltamade doesn't really give me what I need, I take him out. So I'm putting Thiago on the bench because this game week I'm just being extremely bold. So let's see whether it pays off. Kindly subscribe, like, let's grow this channel together. We hope for greens throughout. Comments, let's know who you're also captaining. Let's know who you're also bringing in or taking out, and who your choices are for game week 22. We are out.